Paul, that fight was absolute chaos from the beginning to the way you ended it. You took some heavy shots from where we were at in here. What were they like? Did you?
They were heavy.
Yeah,
he was trying to finish me. I had taken the last Jaffa cake in the house, and he was not happy, man. He was wanting to stop that fight.
I've never heard that analogy before.
Have you never?
At the UFC press conference.
I had a big brother, and if you took the last Jaffa cake, that's what you were getting. And you were shouting at your mum, "Mum!"
You look calm in there, though. You look calm whilst that was happening.
You know, I've been in this sport, although it's just a blink of an eye, all these fights back to back set you up for this kind of stuff. Emotionally, I'm ready. When I first joined the UFC, I wasn't. Very green, very naive, didn't really understand the sport, didn't really understand the emotional connection. Like, now, I can control my emotions and I can use them to fuel me in fights. But what a sport, let's be honest. 1 minute you're eating heavy ground and pound, and the next minute you're whispering into his ear. And I don't know if any of you can watch this back and you'll be able to see me. I grab him tight and I'm like, it's over. Like I'm in an action film, you know. I absolutely love this sport. I love the emotion that I feel as I win, lose, draw, walk out to that octagon. Sitting here right now, I feel there's something that people will never ever experience, and I get to do it regularly.
The triangle finish as well. At what point did you realise that was a very realistic possibility, and was it as soon as he took you to the ground it was like, right?
Yeah, it's wild. People are still trying to take me to the ground after seeing my back catalogue. Like you know that I'm not bad off my back in jiu-jitsu, but for some reason they're like, no, I could defend that. I definitely could defend that. Paul Craig's triangle, easy work. And then when they're there, and I nearly caught the triangle just a couple of seconds before, and he slipped out because I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And then I could hear my corner, Brian, coach, telling me, shift the hips, get that leg in. And as soon as I've got that active butterfly guard, it's very, very hard it's very hard for me not to catch a triangle. Like, it's something I catch every day in the gym. Anybody that trains with me will know. Like, there's guys in the house that'll be watching this fight and they'll be like, Paul's going to triangle him.
I think everyone's a fan of the Anthony Smith call out as well. Where does that come from? And Glasgow as well, is that an official thing, or is that you just putting that out there? You tell UFC, come to Glasgow.
I'll tell you, I said something previously and I definitely didn't get in trouble for it. Right? I believe that the UK have the demand for MMA.
Yeah.
Like, we see this in this card. It was one of the quickest selling out shows. It's stacked with European and UK talent. Why would we not come back? This sport's meant to be watched live. This sport isn't meant to be watched the next morning as like sitting on the couch with a coffee. This sport's to be watched with a beer. This sport's to be watched with a whiskey with your friends. Like, having that debate with your friends. It's not meant to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning feeling knackered. And by having more UK, European shows, it's only going to build the brand within this part of the world. So I am a massive advocate of pushing this. And having guys on the card, like myself, like Jack Shore, like Tom Aspinall, this is what's going to push this sport within the UK and European scene, and that's what I want.
Massive well done to you, mate.
Thank you.
I thought, mate, first of all, fantastic win again, mate. Like I said, as soon as we saw you get taken, as soon as we saw you go on your back, everyone's saying this is the normal world. You know,
yep.
We know what's going to happen soon enough. You know, and as you were saying, next thing you know, you're whispering in someone's ear.
Yep.
Get a bit of a reputation for that one, aren't you, at the moment?
Yep. You know, it's massive mission, and I know is it like Brian Ortega's called T-City.
Yeah.
And I think I might need to change my name. But the beard jiu-jitsu is very, very good. It's effective for MMA.
Who gave you that? Gallagher, Brian?
Yeah. It's for the coach, it's Brian. It's the name comes from being part of the gym, and you only get a name if you're part of your fight team. So it's not like, remember when you're in high school and you're going to call me Cool Johnny? Like, that's not what it's like. I'm just rocking up into school and like trying to start a new nickname for myself. Right, you call me Cool Johnny, that's me. And it doesn't stick. This is one of these things where somebody maybe says something and it kind of sticks, and then it just keeps going, and that's where I got the name. But my jiu-jitsu it must be one of the best in that division. I'm over the moon with how people can deem it so ineffective. and believe that no, it's not that dangerous. And I'm hopeful that people are taking note of it now.
Well, everyone said the same with Ronda Rousey with the armbar all the time. She's always putting armbars on.
Yep.
Someone defended, but again, same situation as yours.
Yep.
So now you're sitting on like what, a 5-win streak now in the UFC. All finishes, I remember, by 1, I think it may have been. So you had the Gustafsson fight cancelled last year. Is that something you'd like to run back again before, or are you looking ahead of that now?
Yeah, I'm looking ahead of that. You know, that was a fight to get me where I wanted to be. In this sport, you can go on a different path after 1 or 2 fights, and I believe I'm on a different path. I believe I'm getting closer to that top 5, and I think a fight against Anthony Smith, who's actually in the top 5, could be that. If you look at the division, there's quite a lot of people that are already matched up. You know, the top 4 people are roughly looking to fight each other. So there's an opportunity for me. I have beaten Ankalaev, I've beaten Jamal Hill, who are in the top 10. So I'm not looking to run that fight back unless the 2 of them have got a strap round their waist. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for a new opponent, I'm looking for a new drive, and I'm looking for somebody that's going to bring out the best in me, who puts that fear in me. You know, that fear that gets you up at 6:30 in the morning to do the hard work, rather than lying in bed and being like, it's fine, he's not in the top 15, so I'll not really work that hard.